Hi, I'm Harriet Robbins and I'm a Cybersecurity Product Manager. I work for a cloud distributor, so that means that MSPs and resellers in the UK come to us to source their cloud and security solutions. My role as Cybersecurity Product Manager means that I have to make sure my products look right within our marketplace, cybersecurity trends, how cybercriminals are maybe changing their behaviour, and I make sure that my portfolio is up to date with what the market needs. I grew up in Norfolk in the UK, very rural, lots of fields, lots of countryside. I was always interested in tech. I was one of the first iPhone, people. I was really excited by that release. In school, I studied IT, and IT back then was more how to mail merge in Word rather than code, so I kind of lost interest in that, but my evenings were spent writing HTML code for my MySpace profile, so I've always had a love of tech and code and IT, and I think subconsciously that's how I've ended up where I am now. Uni wasn't really an option for me, and I wasn't interested in going on to college either. I ended up taking on more hours as a waitress, and I worked in hospitality. I loved it. It was so much fun. I just hung out with my mates all weekend. It was great. But then I ended up falling pregnant when I was 20, so that made some decisions for me. I couldn't go back to being a waitress with a baby because no, the hours don't work. I knew I didn't want to be a stay-at-home mum, and I knew that I didn't want to work part-time. I made the decision to go and work at a distributor, bearing in mind that my childcare costs were almost more than my salary at the time, but I wanted to make that jump into my career, and I saw that as something that would pay off long-term, and it definitely has. I joined in a support role, so it was very much placing orders, very simple. But the business was huge, and I was just a tiny part of that. And there was people all around me who got to go and travel and meet customers, and they had company cars, and people were going on incentive trips to different parts of Europe. And that, to me, was really exciting. Where I didn't join the company with a tech career in mind, looking around me, I thought, I'd be stupid not to try and do what everyone else is doing. So I worked really hard. I managed to do a good job and moved between a few teams, and I found a specialism. And the specialism is really random, printers. So for years, I specialised in selling printers, all different brands of printers, and it's so dull, but it was so much fun. I did really well, and I got headhunted by a competitor, so I went to go and sell printers there. But after I'd done printers for long enough, I kind of thought I'm ready for something a bit different. By this point, I'm so bought into the IT channel, and I'm so bought into my career being in tech. So I went to work for a vendor, and they specialised in speech technology, so your speech-to-text engines. And that was my first jump away from hardware and into software and cloud. And I think every role up until this role, it's just shaped me to do what I do today. I get to be really geeky, and I love cybersecurity, and I love finding out what people are doing in the market and how they're going to breach us next so we can get ahead of it. But I get to travel, I get to work from home. My routine is my routine. I wouldn't be where I am now if I hadn't built a network of people around me. Whether it's for a job referral or someone to have a beer with next time you're in London, the network's really important. With cyber, it is who you know. And if you know the right people, you get invited to the right events, and you're sat at the right tables, and that's how you get better at your job. So much of cyber is so simple, it just is overcomplicated. And I think as an outsider looking in, you probably think, oh, you have to be really clever to do that, or you have to, be really intelligent to grasp this. But in reality, you could explain cybersecurity in much simpler terms. And that was really surprising to me, as I could grasp things and cotton on quite quickly, whereas I thought it would take me years. It sounds really cliche, because I don't ever want to stress the fact that I'm a woman in tech. I always want someone to see me as, you've got this job because you're the right person for this job. I think I had challenges with my career because I was a young mum. I've always been determined enough that I'll make it happen if I want it to happen. There's always going to be times your baby's not very well, or you can't afford nursery. You just work it out. If you want it to happen, it will happen. In the cybersecurity world, if I go to an event, everyone is a middle-aged white man, and I am not a middle-aged white man. You can often put yourself in a position where you have to speak a bit louder or be a bit more of a lad, or you have to really back yourself up with what you want to say. But I think that's all from internal, and in reality, I think it's a very different world. Women are taken seriously. You've got women in C-suite positions all across our industry. So advice to any woman who wants to join tech or cybersecurity or cloud or whatever is, don't look at your gender as a bad thing. You bring a completely different perspective to a conversation. Don't think of yourself as the woman in the room. You're part of the team and you deserve to be there as much as anyone else. I wouldn't even consider my gender if I was to advance in my career right now.